This is part 2 of our show. The first part of our introductions is longer than the first one for our first original videos. Don't know why. But nonetheless, it's time to move on. We're gonna do, each of us are gonna do a solo review every week and 2 mutual reviews of games we've both played. And other reviews, movies, CDs, stuff like that.
It'll be, we'll do it like this. We'll have our solo reviews and our mystery, whatever reviews, could be anything. Could be a movie, could be a CD. Who knows? We don't even know. We'll decide when that time comes around. Right.
So anyway, my first solo review, it's, I looked for it for 360, as it is a 360 game. I could not find it. Blockbuster, they did not have it. Disappointing. I would much rather play it on 360, but just because I really wanted this show for you guys, I decided I would stick through it and find a game that I wanted to, play that I was interested in. And I found, again, I was looking for it for 360, I found it on PS3, Enchanted Arms. This game, again, is on 360 and PS3. I don't know about PS2. Most likely, yes, but I can't tell you that for sure. I know it's on 360 and PS3. The plot, basically you play this character named Atsuma, sorry. And he goes to school with Makoto and Toya, and he has this weird arm, basically is what it is. And it takes place after a big golem war where all these big golem-type deals, basically, we're at war. And what happens is, basically, the war ends, everyone's happy, they have a big festival in this town to celebrate. Well, Atsuma isn't the top student, let's put it that way. First scene you see him and he's asleep at his desk, gets in trouble. Toya tries to wake him up and, well, I'll explain Makoto later. So he's not exactly the ideal student for most teachers. I wouldn't want him as my student. Even Lunchbox wouldn't want him as a student. That's how bad this kid is. He's very hyper. If you guys know Sunsei from Dynasty Warriors, he's very much like Sunsei and Joyu. That's kind of how Toya and Atsuma remind me of in this game. It's a very Joyu Sunsei kind of deal. Most of you probably never played Dynasty Warriors. I don't care. You should. Go kill yourselves. Anyway.
Just go rent one of them. You played one. You played them all.
Anyway. That's a little tidbit for you. But, anyway. Atsuma has this arm that everyone's afraid of because apparently it sets golems crazy. Because golems are robots, by the way. You can create them in the game and put them in your party, which I think is actually kind of a cool aspect of gameplay, but I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so they decide that they're going to cut their afternoon classes of this school that they go to for enchanters, hence Enchanted Arms, and are going to go to this festival. Of course, during this festival, things go haywire. There's an earthquake, things fall from the ceiling, people die. It's awesome. Robots go through the street shooting people. It's one of the coolest cuts I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty awesome.
But it is quite awesome. But anyway, so basically, blah blah, shit happens. I can't give away too much. The golems are resurrected, trying to kill people, and Atsuma and his friends are part of a resistance group that are trying to stop this from happening. Don't want to give away too much, but that's kind of what's going on. Gameplay of this game, it's very much Final Fantasy Tactics, any kind of tactics game, Jeanne d'Arc, Onimusha Tactics, whatever. Very much every tactics games meets Mega Man Battle Network. Now, the reason I say this is because you have free movement. Like any other tactics game, you have free movement. But the difference with this game is the fact that you can't cross the halfway point of the map to the enemy's side. This is weird because a lot of times, depending on what abilities you use, it depends on which tiles it targets. So there's one ability in this game, I know, it's a very, very weird target. I've never seen this kind of target. It's like an X, is what it is. And it won't hit anyone adjacent to the tile that you selected. But even so, you don't select the tiles either. It's a set spot on the map that it will target in front of the character. It's very, very weird. But I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. It's an interesting battle system. But I'll get to that in a minute. But it's very much Final Tactics Mega Man Battle Network. And the cutscenes, I mean, there are like movie scenes like any other Final Fantasy type or deal where, there's people running around and they're talking. But for most, minor scenes, even if there is actual them talking, it's done like Fire Emblem. And if you don't know what that is, it's... I'm trying to think of what to explain it. You can tell me that you played Fire Emblem.
Yeah, you'll have the pictures of the two characters on either side.
And then they'll do little motions. As to describe what they're talking about. Like, say me and Lunchbox are talking, it'd be like a picture of both of us. And depending on what we're talking about or what our reactions is, it'll change. But they don't, like, move like normal. They just picture them that flash randomly, depending on what they're trying to say. So that's kind of how that's done, and I think it's a very good mesh between Final Fantasy and Fire Emblem. I don't know if that's what they were going for. It seems like it, but it's a good mesh. Either way, it's a very good mesh. But anyway, characters. Atsuma, he's the main character of the game. I already kind of described him. He's very much a rebel. He's very cool. I like Atsuma. It's very rare I'll like a main character in an RPG, but I do like Atsuma. He makes me laugh. This game has a very good comical base to it in its seriousness. If you watch a lot of TV and you've seen like a dramatic comedy, it's very much like a dramatic comedy. It's very funny in some of the things that are done. But anyway, as Atsuma, he's very funny. But at the same time, he's a typical main character. He doesn't bitch like most RPG main characters, but he's a typical main character who's probably going to go through... I haven't played the game as far into it, but I can give you a good enough review, obviously, what I'm saying. But Atsuma, I'm sure he'll go through good character developments, and because they all do. I mean, let's face it, they all do. They all become like some sort of stand-up guy at the end of all games. I mean, that's how they all do. Look at, you know...
Or they break down because they don't really exist.
Anyway, that was a Final Fantasy VII reference for all you tools out there who don't know what you're talking about. Makoto. I'm going to just put it this way to start. He is the first openly gay character in an RPG I've ever seen. Now, viewers, if you can name another game that was an openly gay... I mean, openly gay, like... He is basically out said he has a crush on another male character and or female character in this game. If there is another game like that, tell me. Because it's the only game that I've seen that has this.
I'd count Janghei. I really would.
But he never has actually proven his gayness. Yeah, sure, he kind of... Never mind. Yes,
he
okay.
wore fairy wings into battle and had soldiers dance like little fruits. If... that doesn't scream, I really love testicles, I don't know what does.
Editing. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, Makoto, if you can find another game where it actually hits on, that's the same gender, tell me. Because to me, that's a very interesting twist to a game, to have an openly gay character. I mean, I just think that's very, modern for games to do. I think that's very good twist. Now, for all you hardcore Christians who are like, oh, gay people are wrong, dude, seriously, leave them alone. They're not going to kill you. They might hit on you once or twice. That's when you punch them in the face and leave it at that. That was a bad joke. Anyway, he left, so it must not have been that bad. But anyway,
because I left means it was a horrible thing to say.
Yeah, it was a horrible thing to say, and I'm sorry. I actually have no problem with gay people. I just, you know, had to make a joke. And okay, last character, Toya. He is now okay. Picture you have, and he's gonna know exactly where I'm going with this. A hardcore Christian friend who disagrees with almost everything you do, right? And there's this gay guy who has this crush on him. This is Toya. He is the goody two shoes type character in this game. He's the smart one. He's a stand-up student. He's everything that, you know, Atsuma's not. But at the same time, he'll let Atsuma talk him into doing stupid shit. Like cutting the seconds and half the classes for the day. Anyway, so that's kind of some of the characters. That's not all of them. Again, I haven't gotten very far in there to name off all the characters. There's another one that I can't remember what her name is. She wears a cowboy hat. She's kind of threatening and makes my penis scared of her.